minutes versus 2 hours. Chalk it up possibly to all the voters who cast their ballots early and all the choices. More than 750 voting centers across L.A. County. At SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
So far, so good with Election Day in California. 12 million have voted early. We've got more in-depth Election Day coverage coming up after traffic. It's 2:05.
Your Election Day drive, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here again, Tom Tran.
We still have some slowing over on the San Bernardino Freeway, the eastbound side of the 10. We had a crash over near Town Avenue. Traffic still backed up from the 57. The westbound side now slows from Indian Hill Boulevard over towards Gary. Looks like CHP stopping some lanes to clear vehicles out of the way. Over to the 210 going eastbound, we have some slowing starting back near Baldwin over towards Huntington. Shakes free for a little bit, slows down near the 605, and then again at the 57 over towards San Dimas Avenue. We also have some delays on the northbound side of the 405. Might have an accident up near Burbank Boulevard. I just saw some delays pop up out of nowhere. It slows from Valley Vista up towards Burbank Boulevard. The northbound side of the 101, the ramp to that 405 northbound, also slows because of the delays on the 405. Your next report, 2:15. More reports more often. Tom Tran in the video and audio center.com traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Mix of sun and clouds today. We're looking at beach highs in the upper 60s for this election day, upper 70s, inland mid 80s in the valleys. Mostly clear tonight with overnight lows 50s and 60s tomorrow, and sunny, even warmer. It's mid 70s beaches, 80s inland, getting into the lower 90s in the valleys. We'll look further ahead. Your exclusive 5-day weather forecast is coming up in just a few minutes at 2:15. Some temperatures right now. Claremont 79 degrees. Northridge checks in at 82. Mostly sunny, 73 right now at the Civic Center. Downtown Los Angeles at 2:07.
Secretary of State Alex Padilla says he's pleased that voting day in California is going smoothly. There are 22 million registered voters in the state, and so far 12 million have early voted. Once the polls close tonight, Padilla says California has 30 days to make sure that all votes are counted.
What's different this year is that there's so many other states that have expanded vote by mail significantly for the first time. States like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. And so it is possible that if the presidential contest is too close to call in some of those battleground states, that it's going to take a few more days to determine the clear winner and who the president will be for the next 4 years. And if that happens, it's not time to panic. It's time to be patient. It's the process at work. State and local elections officials across the country would rather get it right than get it fast.
He says there's still time to vote in person, but just don't forget to wear a mask.
This is interesting. A man who just got a heart transplant at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, West L.A. Voting from his hospital room today, 65-year-old Delander Moore telling KNX he told his nurse he wanted to cast his ballot.
I get a telephone call for hospital administration saying, oh, yeah, we're going to let you vote. You know, and then they went over the process because they didn't know the reason why I was here either until, you know, they did a background check on me. And, oh, well, he's in there for a heart transplant, and he's worried about voting. Yeah, you know, so, yeah, so they said they're going to make sure I get my chance to vote, and I appreciate that from them.
Moore tells us it's his first time voting ever. Says he never thought his vote mattered, but now says that was the wrong attitude in the past and hopes he could help create some much-needed change. Cedars-Sinai has been helping patients vote for years. Staff turn in absentee applications and then deliver and collect the ballots from their patients.
And we have you covered when it comes to Election Day. We'll have updates throughout the day, bringing you results from across the nation as they start to come in from 3 o'clock. And our special in-depth election coverage begins at 6 tonight. We'll have the very latest twists and turns, plus live reaction and analysis. And our website, knx1070.com, is an important election resource. The Results Center goes live as the first results begin to come in. And you can also find your nearest voting center and even check on the waiting time for in-person voting.
Orange County supervisors have decided to extend their local coronavirus health restrictions.
The vote was 5-0. Orange County supervisors approving unanimously another 30-day extension to their local health emergency related to the coronavirus pandemic and how they're dealing with it on a county level. There was plenty of public comment, people passionate against it.
When I was listening to the last presidential debate, the moderator said experts are saying we'll be wearing masks into 2022. Are we really willing to wear a mask every day for the next year and a half?
I may be avoiding a wedding this Saturday because I refuse to wear a mask. This is not about health. It is about your evil agenda.
The vote of the supervisors continues the closure of non-essential public services in Orange County for another month. They'll revisit this topic at a future meeting, perhaps renew it for another 30 days. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
There's a SIG alert blocking lanes on the northbound 405 at Burbank Boulevard. We're checking the roads again at 2:15. It's 2:11.
For no-tent termite treatment, call Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free inspection and a free Echo Dot smart speaker.
She knows what she's talking about. Pacific Coast Termite is the ideal solution to treat your termites. They use orange oil and Ultraset instead of fumigating. No need to bag your food, pack up your linens. And best of all, the family, the pets, the houseplants all stay safe at home. And listen to this offer available only on radio.com. Call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for a free termite inspection and receive a free Echo Dot smart speaker. You know.
Free Echo Dot smart speaker for all your digital audio.
The free Echo Dot offer is while supplies last. So call now or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. And when you schedule your termite treatment, you will receive 10% off plus a free 2-year guarantee. Call now for your free inspection, your 10% discount. And when you mention radio.com, you get a free Echo Dot smart speaker. Restrictions apply.
Call 800-PACIFIC or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. That's 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC.
Restrictions apply.
Planning on grilling this week? Stop in and see the experts at Stater Brothers Markets.
Make tasty carne asada. Fresh boneless flat meat, seasoned or unseasoned, is just $4.99 a pound. Our fresh boneless, skinless chicken breasts are a low $1.49 a pound. And get fresh Atlantic salmon fillets skin on for just $6.99 a pound. And try our new Stater Brothers salad blends. Selected 5 to 11 ounce bags are only $1.99.
Visit our website for more great deals now through Tuesday at Stater Brothers Markets.
Jerry Reynolds here, the Car Pro for my only certified Chevy dealer in Southern California, Rotolo Chevrolet. You'll see why when you visit their number one in the entire state of California. Mike Capozio, the general manager, is not only my friend, but a true professional committed to your service and satisfaction. They'll help you find new roads at Rotolo Chevrolet on South Highland in Fontana. Take the 210 freeway, exit Sierra. Connect direct with Mike at carprousa.com or their website, rotolo.com.
At Chewy, we believe special moments with our pets don't have to cost more money, so you can save on your dog's favorite food. Tasty treats for your cat, even prescriptions, all delivered right to your door. Save 30% on your first auto ship order up to $20. Visit Chewy.com today.
Breathe in, breathe out. Keep those outside noises where they belong and make your home a sanctuary. Pella Lifestyle Series noise-reducing windows and patio doors offer options that reduce 52% more sound than single-pane windows. Call 877-98-PELLA or visit Pella.com/lifestyle to learn more.
CBS, November 16th. It's the season premiere of All Rise. LA's newest Superior Court judge is changing the system.
When I take the bench, I'm taking a vow to fight for justice.
One case at a time.
Your Honor. We're going to trial.
Simone Missick is Judge Lola Carmichael.
Up on that bench, everything is different.
The season premiere of All Rise.
Freedom is at stake. It's important.
Followed by the season premiere of Bull. CBS, November 16th.
CBS November 16th. Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield star in The Neighborhood.
Did Malcolm say what he did to get arrested?
It was being black in America.
I'm filing a complaint. Where's the suggestion box?
I'm gonna organize a protest. You're supposed to use your head, Malcolm. Come on, man. You gotta fight smart. I can feel the... Where's Malcolm?
I thought he's with you.
I'm going back out there.
I'm going with you.
Go. I don't need anybody else I love out there. Come on, Dave.
The Neighborhood. Season premiere. Monday, November 16th on CBS.
ConnectingVets.com. News for the military veteran.
You know what story I really like reporting on is being able to share and showcase Sergeant First Class Janina Simmons. She was the first African-American female to graduate Ranger School. And so a trailblazer in her own right, but just awesome to be able to talk to her. And anytime you get to talk to the first of any group, right, it's cool.
Whether you were a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, your story is ConnectingVets.com.
The country is changing so quickly, it seems. It doesn't feel like it did even just 5 years ago. Everybody feels it. This election could change the way we live forever. That's what my new podcast, Battleground America, is about. Hey, this is Tara Servatius. Who's really pulling the unseen strings? What's their agenda? If you want to know the answers to those questions, you'll love Battleground America. A new episode is posted each weekday. Battleground America on radio.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chris Sedens.
And I'm Karen Adams. Coming up,
Your survey shows Democrats and Republicans have more in common than they might have thought.
I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera. Ferrari says it's firing on all cylinders again. That story is coming up in 5 minutes. More than 3.1 million voters have cast their ballots in L.A. County so far.
These stories and more in the next 15 minutes. Right now it is 2:15. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the fives. Here again, Tom Tran.
We're going to find out what's causing the problem on the northbound side of the 405, and it's a doozy. At Burbank Boulevard, North 405, all lanes blocked until 2:30 with a crash. It's got traffic backed up from just after Mulholland. So if you're going north on that 405, I highly recommend exiting off at Mulholland using Sepulveda Boulevard going northbound to get around some of the delays. If you can, exit off over at Sepulveda Boulevard, Ventura Boulevard, I should say. That's also backing up the 101 going northbound and southbound for that matter. The ramps to the 405 are going to be jammed up at the North 405 at Burbank Boulevard. All lanes shut down until about 2:30. Southbound side of the 405 at Rosecrans, we have a new crash down here. This has traffic backed up from the 105. The slow lane is blocked until you get past Rosecrans. After that, it's a pretty clear shot all the way down into Orange County with just a pinch of slowing over near the 710. Northbound side of the 15, earlier delays near the 91. They're clearing. It's still a little busy from Ontario Avenue up towards Magnolia, but it'll
CBS, November 16th. It's the season premiere of All Rise. LA's newest Superior Court judge is changing the system.
When I take the bench, I'm taking a vow to fight for justice.
One case at a time.
Your Honor. We're going to trial.
Simone Missick is Judge Lola Carmichael.
Up on that bench, everything is different.
The season premiere of All Rise.
Freedom is at stake. It's important.
Followed by the season premiere of Bull. CBS, November 16th.
Republicans agreed on 2/3 of their favorite ads.
We think we're almost two different tribes, the way that we've lived through these political campaigns, when actually it's very common. People feel the same way, and I think that's a really positive message to get out.
The company's CEO, Peter Dabal, tells KNX there's no Democrat view of a non-political ad or Republican view. There's just a human view. He says this shows that companies don't have to worry about their ads offending people with certain political views. He says if they make a compelling ad, most people will like it.
Facebook says it's taking some steps to help its users on this election day. The social media company says its Election Operations Center will monitor for potentially dangerous activities such as the swarming of a Biden-Harris campaign bus over the weekend by President Trump's supporters. It was in Texas, and says the site will remove any content related to coordinated harm or interference. Facebook and Twitter both say they plan to flag any posts by candidates claiming victory while the results remain in doubt.
Santa Monica trying to get the word out that this time they're ready for any violence that might break out.
Santa Monica got hit hard by looting and violence during the protests following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Reviews of the police response were scathing, leading to the retirement of the police chief at the time. Since then, former Santa Monica Police Chief Jacqueline Seabrooks has come out of retirement to lead the department on an interim basis. In a new video, she says police are ready for any election-related violence.
You've probably seen these high-visibility patrols in your neighborhoods and in the city's business districts.
On the ground and in the air.
So, if you hear a helicopter, particularly into the evening hours, it's most likely us hovering overhead at the ready, keeping you safe.
Chief Seabrook says they'll stay staffed up and on guard through Sunday. Vicki Moore, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The upcoming holiday season is tempting many people to fly again. KNX travel editor Peter Greenberg says there are some good deals out there right now, but you need to pay careful attention to the details.
So one thing you're going to have to expect is whatever bookings you're making, be prepared for the airlines to change those bookings from nonstop flights to maybe flights with one or two stops, and they're doing that all across their system. So just make sure you're alert for that and that it doesn't negatively impact your schedule.
He says that, in his experience, cabin crews are doing a good job enforcing mask wearing and other virus rules, but he does say that the airlines have banned hundreds of passengers from their flights in the future because they broke those regulations. It's 2:20 now on KNX. Let's get a live look at your money now. Here is Mona Rivera.
Chris and Karen, drivers love those pricey Italian sports cars. Ferrari, the luxury car maker, is reporting strong demand for its cars that go for 6 and 7 figures. Orders, they say, are back to pre-pandemic levels, and the stock rallied. As America voted, the market rallied. The Dow closed up 555 points, 2%. The S&P rose 1.75%, and the Nasdaq climbed 1.8%. The world was stunned by what was supposed to be the world's biggest IPO. China put the brakes on it. A $35 billion share sale of Ant Group, a financial tech company co-founded by billionaire Jack Ma. Here in the U.S., shares of Alibaba Group, which has a stake in Ant, plunged 8%. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera from the HMS Capital Money Desk, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Could it be a combined celebration in L.A. for the Lakers and Dodgers? More coming up in 2 minutes. It's 2:21.
Donald Trump.
We're rounding the turn.
Joe Biden.
It's time to change.
The 2020 election. Tonight, KNX has complete coverage of local, state, and national races. We'll bring you the projections of vote counts and the winners. KNX Election 2020 coverage. Listen online at radio.com, on the radio.com app, on your smart speaker, and on KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
For no-tent termite treatment, call Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free inspection and a free Echo Dot smart speaker.
She knows what she's talking about. Pacific Coast Termite is the ideal solution to treat your termites. They use orange oil and Ultraset instead of fumigating. No need to bag your food, pack up your linens, and best of all, the family, the pets, the houseplants all stay safe at home. And listen to this offer available only on radio.com. Call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for a free termite inspection and receive a free Echo Dot smart speaker. You know.
Free Echo Dot smart speaker for all your digital audio.
The free Echo Dot offer is while supplies last. So call now or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. And when you schedule your termite treatment, you will receive 10% off plus a free 2-year guarantee. Call now for your free inspection, your 10% discount. And when you mention radio.com, you get a free Echo Dot smart speaker. Restrictions apply.
Call 800-PACIFIC or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. That's 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC.
Restrictions apply.
You asked, how do I save money on my home loan? IntelliLoan offers a home loan refinance at a 2.375% fixed rate in APR. That's just 2.375% with no fees or closing costs. Call 800-978-7400. That's 800-978-7400 or visit IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Borrows smart. Rate subject to change without notice. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
Have you recently had significant damages resulting from rain, wind, fire damage, or even a pipe burst in your home or place of business? How about vandalism? Is your property insurance company refusing to pay you a fair compensation to repair these damages? Let the attorneys at Abir, Cohen, Trezon, and Salo put a stop to insurance company abuse. Axe Law will take immediate action for you. Call them now at 833-AXE-LAW for a free consultation. That's 833-AXE-LAW. 833-228-7529.
What do you want to da-da-da? What do you want to da-da-da? I have no idea what to da-da-da. We could switch to Progressive da. Oh yeah? We could switch to Progressive and sa. Okay. We could sa and have to buy some za. Oh yeah, let's switch to Progressive to da and get some za with the money we saw. Yeah! Now we know we're gonna da-da-da.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. It might just be the most normal thing you da-da-da.
Quote to da at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Checking that SIG alert again on the 405 at Burbank Boulevard and more. In about a minute, it's got all the lanes blocked there. And there's also another crash on the eastbound 210 near Huntington Drive, backing things up as well. It's 224.
This is interesting. Could the Dodgers and the Lakers get a 2-for-1 deal for LA fans to celebrate their championships?
2020 continues to be a strange year in sports. It provided a one-time only October where both the Lakers and Dodgers won a championship in the same month. Dodger manager Dave Roberts has an unusual idea for celebrating both teams' titles at the same time, telling Fox 11's Good Day LA.
Let's do something crazy. Dodgers, Lakers, parade together, dual celebration, millions of Angelinos together. Let's do it up.
Roberts saying so far, no Dodgers have tested positive for the coronavirus since Justin Turner left quarantine to take a team picture and hold the trophy after Game 6 just a week ago. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The Denver Broncos says General Manager John Elway and Team President Joe Ellis have tested positive for the coronavirus. The NFL team says that both Elway and Ellis have minor symptoms but are doing well and will continue to work from home. Last Friday, the team canceled practice following the infection of right guard Graham Glasgow. The Broncos are scheduled to play the Falcons on Sunday. More than 3.1 million people have voted in LA County so far. In-depth Election Day coverage picks up at the bottom of the hour. It's 2:25.
Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Tom Tran.
All right, let's start with this problem on the northbound side of the 405 at Burbank Boulevard. A SIG alert. So all lanes blocked, north 405 until about 2:30. So hopefully in the next couple minutes they can reopen these lanes, but traffic is backed up solidly from Getty Center Drive at this point. So again, I would suggest exiting off the 405 at this point, Getty Center Drive or Mulholland or wherever you can. Use Sepulveda Boulevard going northbound. If you have to get back on the 405, do it at Victory Boulevard. The north and south 101 ramps to the north 405 also affected because of that crash. Over on the 210 going east, we've got this crash near Huntington Drive. It looks like we've got as many as 4 vehicles involved in this one, blocking lanes. Well, 3 of them off to the right shoulder, 1 of them still in lanes. There's debris all over the place. That east 210 slows back near Madre Street. It's going to be pretty solid until you get past Huntington. The westbound side seeing a little bit of slowing as well. Some Caltrans work on the eastbound side of the Santa Monica Freeway at La Brea. That's got traffic slow starting back near Palms Boulevard. It'll be busy until you get past La Brea. After that, things start to shake free. Then it looks pretty good heading into downtown. Your next report, 2:35. More reports, more off from Tom Tran at videoandaudiocenter.com Traffic Center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Partly cloudy skies today. We're looking at beach highs in the upper 60s, upper 70s for inland areas, mid 80s in the valleys. Overnight lows 50s and 60s. And then tomorrow, 70s, 80s, and lower 90s. Right now it is 77 downtown LA.
Helicopters are being put to use in LA County this election day. Details 3 minutes away. It's 2:27.
Hit the road with Best Western for a safe stay in California. This fall, Best Western Rewards members get a $25 Best Western gift card for each night they stay. Book now at bestwestern.com. Offer ends November 23rd. Terms and conditions apply.
For no tent termite treatment, call Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free inspection and a free Echo Dot smart speaker.
She knows what she's talking about. Pacific Coast Termite is the ideal solution to treat your termites. They use orange oil and Ultraset instead of fumigating. No need to bag your food, pack up your linens. And best of all, the family, the pets, the houseplants all stay safe at home. And listen to this offer available only on radio.com. Call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for a free termite inspection and receive a free Echo Dot smart speaker. You know.
Free Echo Dot smart speaker for all your digital audio.
The free Echo Dot offer is while supplies last. So call now or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. And when you schedule your termite treatment, you will receive 10% off plus a free 2-year guarantee. Call now for your free inspection, your 10% discount. And when you mention radio.com, you get a free Echo Dot smart speaker. Restrictions apply.
Call 800-PACIFIC or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. That's 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC.
Restrictions apply.
Breathe in, breathe out. Keep those outside your home a sanctuary. Pella Lifestyle Series noise-reducing windows and patio doors offer options that reduce 52% more sound than single-pane windows. Call 877-98-PELLA or visit Pella.com/lifestyle to learn more.
So question, how far would you go for a friend? Ride to the airport? Half your sandwich? Donate a body part?
I need a kidney transplant.
I have 2 kidneys, right?
Yeah.
Why do I need 2?
You don't?
Well, then guess who's getting a kidney?
Silicon Valley's Thomas Middleditch and Tony winner Annalie Ashford.
Kidney buddies for life.
A new original series, Be Positive, premieres this Thursday on CBS.
Your voice, your vote. In our democracy, they matter. Make yours count. Get registered, learn the issues, and vote by or on November 3rd. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The 2020 presidential race is upon us. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the outcome might not be clear till long after everyone has voted. Many are predicting a repeat, or worse, of the 2000 election. That year, the presidency came down to a polarizing recount in Florida that ended at the U.S. Supreme Court.
We were faced with an attempted soft coup
Listen to Fiasco, a Luminary original from the team that brought you Slow Burn. Available now for free on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Behind the name, Oasis. Oasis formed in 1991 in Manchester, England. They were signed to a label in 1993 and released their record-setting debut album, Definitely Maybe, in 1994. In terms of their name, they started out with a band called The Rain. When vocalist Liam Gallagher joined the group, he suggested a name change. He suggested Oasis, inspired by a band poster in his bedroom, which listed the Oasis Leisure Center as a concert venue.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good afternoon, I'm Chris Sedens.
And I'm Karen Adams. Our top local story at 2:30. It's Election Day 2020. Will President Trump win his second term, or will Joe Biden become America's 46th president? As the voters now decide their fate, the presidential candidates made their final public appearances. President Trump paid a visit to his campaign headquarters in Virginia today. Reporters asked him if he's written an acceptance or concession speech.
No, I'm not thinking about concession speech or acceptance speech yet. Hopefully, we'll be only doing one of those two. And winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not.
Former Vice President Joe Biden headed back to Delaware after spending the bulk of the day in neighboring Pennsylvania. He addressed supporters with a bullhorn in Philadelphia, where he campaigned today with two of his granddaughters. He's promising to push past the virus and rebuild the middle class.
We choose hope over fear. We choose truth over lies. We choose science over fiction. We can take this.
Former Vice President Biden will await the election results at his home in Wilmington, Delaware, while President Trump, he'll be at the White House.
There was a big push to get people to cast their ballots early here in Southern California, and at least initially, it seemed to be paying off with shorter lines at some of the most iconic of the voting centers.
From the Pantages Theater to the Hollywood Palladium to the Magic Castle and the Hollywood Bowl, it was almost a cakewalk. Quick in and quick out. No, you couldn't catch a concert, but as one poll worker at the Hollywood Bowl pointed out, you couldn't beat the location either.
Totally awesome. A lot of people from different neighborhoods where it's not even their precinct, because now you can vote anywhere. Why not come to the bowl? Plus, you get to park in Lot A, like your fancy pants.
And yet, fancy pants or not, she seemed a little bit discouraged.
Unfortunately, today, I guess it's not that awesome because we don't really have many voters.
But that was one of the things elections officials were hoping for, that early voting and hundreds of voting centers would combine to really cut the crowds down to size on Election Day itself. And despite a big turnout, that's exactly what happened, at least early on. In Inglewood, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
More than 76,000 voters cast ballots in L.A. County this morning. L.A. County Registrar Dean Logan says things have been smooth at voting centers around the county today because many people have already voted.
We had a lot of activity during the 10-day early voting period, and certainly unprecedented activity with our vote-by-mail ballots. But there are still a lot of voters out there that have ballots in their hands or who are planning to vote today. So we want to remind those voters to do not wait until late tonight to go to your vote center.
But if you're in line by 8 tonight, you can still vote. More than 500,000 people cast ballots during the 10-day early voting period, and 2.6 million chose to vote by mail in L.A. County. Logan says vote-by-mail ballots that have already arrived will be counted as soon as the voting centers close.
Secretary of State Alex Padilla says Election Day voting here in California has been mostly trouble-free so far. Of the 22 million registered voters, 12 million have already voted, and Padilla says there's still time to vote, and that includes voting by mail.
If you're planning to mail your ballot back today, make sure it is postmarked today. If it's not postmarked today, it won't count, even though it arrives within the next few days. So if you're at a post office, go inside, make sure they stamp it with today's date. If you're at a mailbox, check the pickup time for that particular mailbox to make sure it hasn't passed. And of course, if you're near a ballot drop box, that's probably your best option, or any in-person voting location.
Padilla says the state has 30 days to count all the votes, so some of the closer races might take days or even weeks before a winner is declared.
Law enforcement across L.A. County on high alert this election day. For the LAPD, new surveillance technology could be used if needed from its fleet of helicopters.
Some of LAPD's choppers have cameras on board that can beam back live video potentially to a command center from an event below. That itself is not new. Now the department has 2 hard drives that have been donated that can record that video.
We've never had the ability to record. It's just basically a video recorder to record the signal. Right now it's kept indefinitely of what the downlink is displaying.
The ability to record that video led to some privacy questions at last month's meeting of the police commissioners.
It is never used in routine patrol.
Public has some assurance. Also then a record of when it occurs, right?
Yes.
In the off chance there's election unrest and choppers are flying for surveillance and recording the video, it would be the first time this new technology is being used by the departments. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Remember, we have you covered when it comes to Election Day 2020. We will have updates throughout the course of the day and the evening hours, bringing you results from across the nation as they start to become available at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Don't forget, our special in-depth election coverage begins at 6 p.m. tonight. We'll have the very latest twists and turns, plus live reaction and analysis here on KNX. Don't forget our website as well, knx1070.com. A very good, a very important election resource for you. The Results Center goes live as the first results begin to come in, and you can also find your nearest voting center and even check on the wait times for in-person voters.
While we may not know tonight the results of the presidential race, some races will know the results sooner rather than later. The details after traffic. It's 2:35.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here again, Tom Tran.
I've got a couple problems over on the 405. We'll start with the big one. Northbound 405 at Burbank Boulevard. All lanes currently blocked. This SigAlert has been placed for about a half an hour. They were saying they were going to reopen these lanes right around now, but not the case. The North 405 is backed up from almost Sunset Boulevard. So again, I highly recommend exiting off the 405 if you're trying to get into the valley. Use exit off at Sunset Boulevard, Getty, Mulholland, wherever you can. Use Sepulveda Boulevard going north through the pass. If you have to get back on the 405, do it at, not at Victory at this point. You're going to want to get on at Sherman Way because it looks like they've got traffic even stopped up near Victory Boulevard. So Sherman Way, probably the best base to get back onto that 405. Southbound side of the 405, got a crash over near Rosecrans through the South Bay. It's got traffic backed up from the 105. The eastbound 105 busy from the 405 over towards Crenshaw Boulevard, but it kind of always is. Eastbound side of the 10, Santa Monica Freeway over near La Brea. Some Caltrans work has traffic stopped up, leaving Santa Monica. The slowing starts back near Bundy. Your next report, 2:45. More reports more often. Tom Tran, the video and audio center.com traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Partly cloudy skies today for Election Day. Highs in the upper 60s along the coast. We're looking at upper 70s for inland areas, mid 80s in the valleys. Overnight lows tonight, 50s and 60s, mostly clear skies tonight. Tomorrow, sunny, warmer, mid 70s beaches, 80s inland, lower 90s in the valleys. We'll look further ahead. Your exclusive 5-day weather forecast is coming up in just a few minutes at 2:45. Some temperatures right now. We've got Northridge at 82 degrees. Currently it's 78 in Burbank. Sunshine 77 downtown Los Angeles at 2:37.
Most election results won't be known until the ballots are counted, but there are some elections where there's no doubt.
The state legislature is firmly in the hands of Democrats, and that's not going to change. In fact, there's a good chance that their supermajority might get even more super, but that doesn't mean incumbents are safe, and that's particularly true with California's top 2 balloting, with voters sending 2 candidates from the same party into the top 2 positions, forcing them to run against each other. That's affecting several legislative seats in Orange County, LA, and the San Francisco Bay Area. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Not even a heart transplant is stopping a man from Palmdale from voting today. Delander Moore is at Cedars-Sinai Hospital on the west side of LA, recovering from the transplant he got recently on his birthday. The hospital is delivering a ballot to his room.
And you know what? This is my first time ever voting, too. I'm a 65-year-old man, and I never voted before, so I wanted to make sure I did it this time.
Mr. Moore tells KNX he never thought his vote would make a difference before.
I want to see some changes. You know, too much stuff is happening in this world today. You can't even go down the street without watching your back and stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's happening that's not right.
Turns out this isn't new for Cedars-Sinai Hospital. They've been helping patients vote for years, sending in absentee applications and then delivering, collecting, and turning in the ballots from their patients.
Marijuana is on the ballot in 5 states. Voters in Arizona, South Dakota, Montana, and New Jersey will decide whether to legalize pot for recreational use. Voters in Mississippi will decide whether medicinal marijuana should be legal. Marijuana Business Daily reporter Omar Shashabeh tells KNX if these measures pass and if the Democrats take control of the Senate, it could lead to federal reforms.
Very few banks
will touch money that comes from cannabis. It makes it very difficult for cannabis businesses to have bank accounts and to function like normal businesses. But there are chances to revise laws to give cannabis businesses the same kind of access to banking that other businesses have.
He says the measures in Arizona and Montana and New Jersey should pass no problem. The races are tighter in South Dakota and Mississippi.
Michigan's Attorney General is getting the word out to residents in Flint that voting is safe and fast, and today is the last day to do it. This move comes after reports of robocalls telling people in that area to stay home to avoid the long lines. Again, this is in the Flint area of Michigan, and wait until tomorrow to vote. The Attorney General tweeted that the calls from an unknown group are false and are an effort to try and suppress the vote.
And we've got big problems on the 405 from the west side into the valley because of that SIG alert there. We're checking the roads again at 245. It's 241.
For no-tent termite treatment, call Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free inspection and a free Echo Dot smart speaker.
She knows what she's talking about. Pacific Coast Termite is the ideal solution to treat your termites. They use orange oil and Ultraset instead of fumigating. No need to bag your food, pack up your linens. And best of all, the family, the pets, the houseplants all stay safe at home. And listen to this offer available only on radio.com. Call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for a free termite inspection and receive a free Echo Dot smart speaker. You know.
Free Echo Dot smart speaker for all your digital audio.
The free Echo Dot offer is while supplies last. So call now or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. And when you schedule your termite treatment, you will receive 10% off plus a free 2-year guarantee. Call now for your free inspection, your 10% discount. And when you mention radio.com, you get a free Echo Dot smart speaker. Restrictions apply.
Call 800-PACIFIC or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. That's 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC.
Restrictions apply.
Planning on grilling this week? Stop in and see the experts at Stater Brothers Markets.
Make tasty carne asada. Fresh boneless flat meat, seasoned or unseasoned, is just $4.99 a pound. Our fresh boneless, skinless chicken breasts are a low $1.49 a pound. And get fresh Atlantic salmon fillets skin on for just $6.99 a pound. And try our new Stater Brothers salad blends. Selected 5 to 11 ounce bags are only $1.99.
Visit our website for more great deals now through Tuesday at Stater Brothers Markets.
It's Jane, and if you're looking for the perfect gift on your holiday list, we need to talk about KiwiCo. KiwiCo delivers hands-on art and science projects for any age and interest. Engineer a walking robot, launch bottle rockets, all from the comfort of home. Start a new tradition this year with KiwiCo. Everything you need to make STEAM seriously fun. Delivered monthly to your doorstep. Get to kiwico.com/local to save 50% on your first month. That's KIWICO.com/local.
You asked, how do I save money on my home loan? IntelliLoan offers a home loan refinance at a 2.375% fixed rate in APR. That's just 2.375% with no fees or closing costs. Call 800-978-7400. That's 800-978-7400 or visit IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Borrow smart. Rate subject to change without notice. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
I'm so sick.
Ooh, honey.
Seriously? I'm sick.
Oh, honey, it's time for DayQuil Severe, honey. It's maximum strength cold and flu medicine with soothing, honeylicious taste.
I love you, honey.
And I love you.
I meant the DayQuil.
New DayQuil Severe Honey. The soothing, honeylicious daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, power through your day medicine. Use as directed.
The fourth Thursday in October is Punky Night in the village of Hinton St. George in Great Britain. It's a bit like Halloween, but with its own local twist. I'm Jim Metzner, and this is the Pulse of the Planet with a special program from our archives. On Punky Night, local children join a procession through the village streets, swinging their homemade lanterns, known as punkies, and going house to house, singing and sometimes getting a few pennies at the front door.
Spunky night tonight. Spunky night tonight.
Brian Cornelius is one of the organizers of the Punky Night festivities.
Well, Punky Night is an old village tradition of Hinton St. George. It goes back over 100 years, and it was said that the men from the village went to a nearby village of Chiselborough to the fair, and they didn't return as promised, so their wives went looking for them with mangold lanterns. A mangold is a crop grown by farmers for cattle feed. The women of the village pulled these up in the fields, carved them out, put their candles in them to give light, and then proceeded to Chiselborough, which is about 4 miles from here, looking for their husbands at the fair.
So nowadays, to commemorate the event, local children hollow out their mangolds, which look like a cross between a turnip and a pumpkin, and they carve designs and faces on the outside and put candles within. Sound familiar? There's an evening procession of punkies and a contest for the most original design.
It's punky night tonight. I wouldn't believe it's punky night tonight. Punky night tonight.
So from Hinton St. George in Great Britain, here's wishing you a happy punky night. I'm Jim Metzler, and this is The Pulse of the Planet.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chris Seaton.
And I'm Karen Adams. Coming up,
Poll monitors keeping a very close watch on voting across Southern California today.
I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera. Wall Street in the green for Election Day. That story is coming up in 5 minutes. Strong turnout at voting stations in L.A. County.
These stories and more in the next 15 minutes. Right now, 2:45 on KNX. Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. This update is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Here again, Tom Tran.
Looks like lanes are starting to open on the northbound side of the 405 at Burbank Boulevard. They had all lanes shut down for a little while. Traffic is improving. I see it's getting better, but still busy from Sunset Boulevard through the Sepulveda Pass, and it's going to stay slow all the way up towards the 118 at this point. Actually, all the way up towards the split with the 5. There was a lot of traffic stuck because of that crash, and now it's just making its way through the valley. So expect slowing out of the west side all the way up into San Fernando. Over on the 210, going east, we had a multi-vehicle crash near Huntington Drive. That is starting to clear out of the way, but it's also very busy leaving Pasadena from San Gabriel Boulevard. Solid over towards Huntington. Clears up after that. Southbound side of the 5, Santa Ana Freeway, also busy out of East LA. That slowing starts at the 60. It's going to stay busy all the way down into Santa Fe Springs. Southbound side of the 405 had a crash near Rosecrans. That is starting to clear up as well. It's busy from the 105. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change, reminds you that it's the fastest, safest oil change in SoCal. Get ready for holiday road trips with an oil change and a free courtesy check of your tires and battery at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. For location, visit SoCalOilChange.com. Your next report, 2:55. More reports more often. Tom Tran in the Video and Audio Center.com Traffic Center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Temperatures may be a little cooler this afternoon. We're on track for much warmer conditions for both Wednesday and Thursday as weak Santa Ana winds start to pick up. And in fact, our temperatures will jump up to the 70s, 80s, 90s by tomorrow. And then we're looking at more of the 80s and 90s for Thursday. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures drop dramatically as a very large low pressure system gets closer to us. And this will not only bring us cooler weather, gustier conditions, but a chance of showers through the weekend. So this is something that we're watching very closely. Today, temperatures will feel very similar to yesterday. Low 80s for the valleys, low 80s for the Inland Empire, mid 70s for LA and Orange County Metro, mid 80s for our high desert communities, mid 60s for the mountains, and upper 60s for the coast. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Some temperatures right now. Van Nuys, 82 degrees. We've got Chatsworth checking in at 84. Currently sunny skies and 77 downtown Los Angeles at 2:47.
Poll monitors are watching voting centers in
Gamble on the outcome of the U.S. election, and correspondent Vicky Barker reports from London. This one is setting some new records.
British bookies say the 2020 U.S. election is the biggest betting event of all time, with $1 billion in bets placed worldwide. One person in the UK has put $1 million on Joe Biden winning. Another has bet $5 million on a Trump victory.
That gambler reported to be a former banker who would rake in nearly $15 million if he's right.
And keep it here on KNX. We have you covered when it comes to Election Day. We will have updates throughout the day, bringing you results from across the nation as they start to come in from 3 p.m. this afternoon. And our special in-depth election coverage begins at 6 tonight. We'll have the very latest twists and turns, plus live reaction and analysis. And our website, KNX1070.com, is an important election resource. The Results Center goes live as the first results begin to come in. And you can also find your nearest voting center and even check on the waiting time for in-person voting. And the voter turnout in LA County is strong. Many voted early, making for brisk lines at polling stations. We'll have more at 3:03 after CBS News. It's 2:55.
Let's check your Election Day drive now. Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here again, Tom Tran.
That earlier sig alert on the northbound side of the 405 at Burbank Boulevard is gone. That's good news. The bad news is all that traffic that was going north, it's still going north. So it's going to be busy at this point out of the west side all the way up towards the 5-405 split. And it isn't really clear until you get onto the Golden State Freeway. Southbound side of the 405 had a crash near Rosecrans. That is starting to clear, but it's still busy from Century Boulevard down through the South Bay. The eastbound side of the 105 slows at the 405, and that's going to stay busy really all the way over towards the 605. We had a sig alert that was blocking the number 3 lane earlier, but that's gone. It's just jammed all the way over towards the 605. The Santa Monica Freeway, eastbound 10, we had some road work near La Brea. Looks like that's starting to clear up. Damage is done. Slowing starts back at Bundy, and it's no good all the way into East LA and the East 210. We had this crash over near Huntington Drive. Several vehicles were involved in this one. They cleared it out of the way, but the backup still starts at Sierra Madre, and it's no good until you get past Huntington. The 10 and the 60 and the 91 for that matter. All the eastbound drives pretty busy at this point. The East 10 slows just before the 710. Same with the 60. That slows right before the 710. They both stay busy over towards Rosemead Boulevard. And the 91 starts to slow way back at the 110. And that's going to be jammed up over towards Lakewood Boulevard. Your next report, 3:05. More reports, more often. Tom Tran in the video and audio center.com traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's a partly cloudy day today here in Southern California. We've got highs, comfortable temperature-wise, upper 60s for your highs at the beaches, upper 70s for inland areas, mid-80s in the valleys. Mostly clear skies tonight with overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. Tomorrow, your hump day, sunny, a little warmer as well. Mid-70s beaches, 80s for inland areas, lower 90s in the valleys. Right now, Long Beach 75, 84 Chatsworth, 77 downtown Los Angeles.
Voting in California is going smoothly so far. Our in-depth team election coverage picks up in minutes. It's 2:57.
You're listening to KNX 1070 News Radio, Los Angeles.
For no-tent termite treatment, call Pacific Coast Termite. Get a free inspection and a free Echo Dot smart speaker.
She knows what she's talking about. Pacific Coast Termite is the ideal solution to treat your termites. They use orange oil and Ultraset instead of fumigating. No need to bag your food, pack up your linens. And best of all, the family, the pets, the houseplants all stay safe at home. And listen to this offer available only on radio.com. Call Pacific Coast Termite now at 800-PACIFIC for a free termite inspection and receive a free Echo Dot smart speaker. You know.
Free Echo Dot smart speaker for all your digital audio.
The free Echo Dot offer is while supplies last. So call now or go to PacificCoastTermite.com. And when you schedule your termite treatment, you will receive 10% off plus a free 2-year guarantee. Call now for your free inspection, your 10% discount. And when you mention radio.com, you get a free Echo Dot smart speaker. Restrictions apply.
Call 800-PACIFIC or go to Pacific Coast.
Call 877-98-PELLA or visit Pella.com/lifestyle to learn more.
CBS November 16th. Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield star in The Neighborhood.
Did Malcolm say what he did to get arrested?
It was being black in America.
I'm filing a complaint. Where's the suggestion box?
I'm gonna organize a protest. You're supposed to use your head, Malcolm. Come on, man. You gotta fight smart. Where's Malcolm?
I thought he's with you.
I'm going back out there.
I'm going with you.
No, I don't need anybody else I love out there. Come on, David.
The Neighborhood. Season premiere. Monday, November 16th on CBS.
CBS November 16th. It's the season premiere of All Rise. LA's newest Superior Court judge is changing the system.
When I take the bench, I'm taking a vow to fight for justice.
One case at a time. Your Honor.
We're going to trial.
Simone Missick is Judge Lola Carmichael.
Up on that bench, everything is different.
The season premiere of All Rise.
Freedom is at stake. It's important.
Followed by the season premiere of Bull. CBS November 16th.
Units towards your degree. No formal admission is required. To register, visit cpie.csulb.edu/winter. Focus, forward, finish with winter sessions at CSULB.
At Chewy, we know every moment is made even better with our pets. And we believe those moments don't have to cost more money. So you can save on your dog's favorite food. Tasty treats for your cat's late night snacks. Chewy even has prescriptions to keep your pets healthy so you can share more moments together. Like walks in the park, we've got leashes and collars. And those rainy days in, there's toys to keep them busy. Get everything you need for your pets, all delivered right to your door. Save 30% on your first auto ship order up to $20. Visit Chewy.com today.
To take this station with you wherever you go, download the...
We're here
with 11-year-old Sheldon, Medford High School's valedictorian. You must be so proud. We're proud of all of our children.
This Thursday.
Once I'm in college, can we push my bedtime to 8:30?
It's a whole new chapter for the Cooper family.
I get it. You're scared that you're going to miss the way that it was. So what do we do? I guess be scared and do it anyway.
The Young Sheldon season premiere, Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS.
Minutes right now. It is 3:15. Let's check your Election Day drive, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the fives. Here again, Brian Douglas.
Well, if you are on the road and you're going to vote, you might be pleasantly surprised. For the most part, our freeways look okay. There is slowing out. There always is. This is Los Angeles, Southern California, but you should be okay. Just pad in some extra time just in case there's a crash like this one downtown, 101 North before Vignes. So this actually happened right over the LA River here on the bridge. Several cars involved, and we've got some injuries now. CHP's telling me that means the fire department will be there and some lanes will be blocked. You're backed up on this 101 now as you make your way off the East LA interchange. So be prepared for some delays heading into downtown. If you're leaving, heading north, you're actually looking good all the way into the valley. Your South Hollywood loads up right at Santa Monica Boulevard. 405 northbound, we did have a signaler. If you were listening earlier, this is at Burbank Boulevard. It is gone, and your drive has improved. You got slowing really basically at the top of the hill as you make your way down into the valley. That crash on the 101 at White Oak or Ventura here in the valley, that's cleared to the right shoulder. You're looking okay westbound, slowing eastbound Van Nuys, making your way over to the 170. And another difficult drive is this 405, at least the portion south of the 105. We had a crash at Rosecrans. It looks like we may have had another crash in the back up here. So you've got some delays down to about Hawthorne now. All that crashes onto the right shoulder. Up ahead at Crenshaw, you'll see some more slowing as you make your way through that 110 off the 710. That 405 into Long Beach, just a little sluggish. In Orange County, overall, you're looking pretty good. If you're on that 5 South, we're in Anaheim, right for Disneyland Drive. We've got a stall. This will be in the far right lane. Make sure you keep it to the left. Next report's on the way at 3:25. I'm Brian Douglas with more traffic reports. More often the SDCCU 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
We have low clouds and fog hugging our coast, and that means we're going to continue to see more of the cloudy conditions near the beaches through tomorrow morning. Temperatures all around today a little bit cooler, but we are warming up as weaker Santa Ana winds pick up for Wednesday and Thursday. Highs this afternoon, upper 60s for the coast, mid-70s for LA and Orange County Metro, low 80s for the valleys, low 80s for the Inland Empire, mid-80s for the high deserts, and mid-60s for the mountains. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Some temperatures right now, Torrance 70 degrees. We've got 79 in Burbank currently, 75 degrees, sunny skies, downtown Los Angeles at 317.
Democrats and Republicans might not be that much different if you take away politics. Ace Metrics took a survey and asked Democrats and Republicans to list their favorite non-political TV ads. Both sides liked 2/3 of the same ads and also disliked many of the same ads.
We saw one Subaru ad, for example, where it was about their program for shelter dogs. And they had all kinds of different races and ethnicities in the mix of that ad. And not one person raised that as a negative. I mean, everybody just thought this was an inclusive, very powerful cause.
Ace Metrics CEO Peter DeBall tells KNX people, regardless of political leanings, feel the same way about many things. He says that's a positive message to get out today.
More and more people are beginning to take airline flights again, with cabin crews insisting on strict virus protocols for all passengers on board. But KNX travel editor Peter Greenberg says attendants do not have a lot of legal force behind them because the Federal Department of Transportation has refused to pass new regulations on virus safety.
It's put the flight attendants and the cabin crew in the position, an awkward position of being sky cops, and the only tool they have in their box is to basically ban you from all future flights. So already we're talking of hundreds of Americans right now, if you add all the airlines together, that have been banned by the airlines from their flights. It's time to behave responsibly, wear the mask. The flight can't be that long, and you're not on the plane to eat anyway.
He says there are a number of airline deals out there for the holidays, but you have to be flexible and ready to have a journey involving one or possibly even 2 stops.
The pandemic will continue to be treated as a serious threat to public health in Orange County.
A local health emergency declared in Orange County by the supervisors continues for another 30 days. It was a 5-0 vote by the Supes. Before making it, they heard from their chief health officer, Dr. Clayton Chow.
Positivity rate in our lowest quartile, about 5.7 or so. To move into next less restricted tier, all of our number have to be from 5.2 or below.
Despite lower infections, he says he still has some concerns.
Several countries in Europe has entered a 1-month-long lockdown.
In public comment, people wanted the health emergency lifted.
The whole mask thing. We cannot allow our governments to regulate our respiration. This is a human rights issue.
The supervisors voted to extend the health emergency 30 days. At their next meeting, they'll take it up again, could extend it another month. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
3:20 now on KNX. Let's get another live look at your money. Here is Mona Rivera.
Chris and Karen, AMC Entertainment, the world's largest movie theater chain, is running out of cash and reported a steep third quarter loss. But investors, they're still betting the company will turn things around, and AMC shares finished the day nearly 9% higher. AMC is telling them that it will sell new stock and continue to open movie theaters, despite not being allowed to in key markets like here in LA. Wall Street had an election day rally. The Dow jumped 555 points, 2%. The S&P rose 1.75%, and the Nasdaq finished up 1.8%. Wayfair posted a strong quarterly report and shares gained more than 7%. The online home goods retailer reporting that people continue to spruce up their homes in the pandemic. PayPal lost 4% despite more people using its payments platform to shop online. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Mona Rivera from the HMS Capital Money Desk, KNX 1070 News Radio. The Dodgers are almost out of quarantine. More in 90 seconds. It's 3:21.
Tonight,
I will never wave the white flag of surrender.
Election 2020.
Women of the suburbs, you must love me.
When the votes are counted around the country, will we know who wins?
American people have it in their hands.
Listen beginning at 6 for complete coverage of the 2020 election. Tonight, KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for a table at a restaurant.
Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party... Oh, there you are.
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Planning on grilling this week? Stop in and see the experts at Stater Brothers Markets.
Make tasty carne asada. Fresh, boneless flat meat, seasoned or unseasoned, is just $4.99 a pound. Our fresh, boneless, skinless chicken breasts are a low $1.49 a pound. And get fresh Atlantic salmon fillets skin on for just $6.99 a pound. And try our new Stater Brothers salad blends. Selected 5 to 11 ounce bags are only $1.99.
Visit our website for more great deals now through Tuesday at Stater Brothers Markets.
So how'd your employees like last year's holiday gifts? This year, give them prepaid MasterCard or Visa prepaid cards. Let them get what they want. Just go to blackhawknetwork.com/joy. Cards issued by MetaBank N.A., member FDIC.
Updating a crash with an injury on the 101 in downtown LA and more in 3 minutes. It's also backing up on the 91 in Anaheim Hills because of a crash. Is 3:22.
The Dodgers now halfway through their Justin Turner coronavirus quarantine.
So far, so good. 1 week after the Dodgers won their first World Series in 32 years and Justin Turner left isolation to join his teammates on the field, apparently no Dodgers have come down with the virus. Manager Dave Roberts was asked on Fox 11's Good Day LA if the players are okay.
Yep, this is my second round of testing and negative. So, there's a 14-day quarantine that we all kind of have to do. But again, I'm just more coming from a place. Let's just hope all the players, coaches test negative. Justin gets his test back. He's negative, and we can move on and celebrate him for what he did for the Dodgers and this entire city.
The Dodgers will need to be in quarantine for another week. Roberts also suggesting that the Dodgers and Lakers share a championship parade, making a unique season even more unique. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The tellers at the Chase Bank branch in Fallbrook in San Diego County are serious about the bank's coronavirus policy. No mask, no service. So when the soft-spoken guy with a noticeable limp appeared at the window, the teller was not having it. no mask, no service. The man didn't argue. He walked out and returned a few minutes later wearing a face mask. Then, without a word, he handed the teller a note. The FBI is now looking for him. It's not clear how much money he carried out.
324 on KNX. Your freeway check just about a minute away. But first, rising infection rates in the UK have led to calls for tests that return results quicker.
Liverpool Mayor Joe Anderson says testing centres offering quick results will be set up across the city.
Outside some hospitals, going to be outside the universities, outside our schools. Going to have mobile units going to care homes as well.
If this pilot succeeds in cutting infection rates, it could be rolled out to millions here by Christmas, but that's a big if, with experts warning those speedy COVID tests have only been used on the sickest patients and might not detect mild or asymptomatic cases. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
We're with you on social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you use. Take us with you wherever you go at radio.com. Of course, we're on your laptop at knx1070.com. We're on your smart speaker. Just say, Alexa, play KNX 1070, whether it's first thing in the morning, during your lunch hour, or before you go to bed at night. With so much happening these days, remember, KNX 1070 News Radio. We're everywhere that you are.
A special report coming up at the bottom of the hour on presidential election results across the country. It's 3:25.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. This update is sponsored by Amtrak. Here is Brian Douglas.
Well, some good news. Looks like our crash downtown, the 101 at Vignes, and it actually happened right over the LA River, so the bridge here, that's clear. Still a little slow at the East LA interchange, but stick with the freeway. You should be okay here in just a matter of a moment or two. Northbound looks okay. I do see some slowing once you reach about just past Barham, making your way past Lankershim. I think that's just regular volume there. It doesn't look like there's anything in lanes but you and your friends. The 10 Santa Monica freeway, that's going to be slow out of Santa Monica already. It's like I even have to tell you that it's just always slow this time of the afternoon, well into the evening, slow all the way out through downtown. All lanes are open for you. Washington Boulevard, if you like alternates, Adams, that looks good. Let's go to Anaheim Hills. We had a crash on the 91 eastbound just past the 241. This is off to the right shoulder. I've got this on our jam cam, and it's got you slow. You've already got a tough drive now, just past Imperial for the main line, the fast track from about Lakeview over to Weir. After that, speeds improve for you. I definitely would actually use the fast track, especially if you're making your way home or making your way out to vote. Use that fast track. 5 South will stick in Orange County, right about Jeffrey Road. We've got a crash. One of those cars ended up going off the freeway there. I don't see any slowing, but right lane may need to be blocked here as soon as CHP gets on scene. And let's go to the 605 southbound side, Washington Boulevard, left lane blocked with a crash. Your southbound side starting to build up now, Whittier Boulevard. Take your personal space to go with Amtrak's private roomettes. Spacious seating by day converts to comfortable sleeping accommodations by night with access to a private room, shower in your car, and a dedicated sleeping car attendant and complimentary dining. Learn more at Amtrak.com. Next report's on the way at 3:35. I'm Brian Douglas. Some more reports more often in the SDCCU 24-hour traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Partly cloudy skies today for this election day. We're looking at beach highs in the upper 60s, upper 70s for inland, mid 80s in the valleys. Still temperatures quite up there as we get later into the afternoon. Mostly clear skies tonight with overnight lows 50s and 60s. And then tomorrow, sunny and warmer, mid 70s beaches, mid 80s inland, lower 90s in the valleys. Right now it is 77 Fullerton, Long Beach 71. Currently it's 82 degrees in Van Nuys.
A protest was described as a peaceful protest is now underway in Beverly Hills. We'll have a live report coming up in 3 minutes. It's 3:27.
CBS, November 16th. It's the season premiere of All Rise. LA's newest Superior Court judge is changing the system.
When I take the bench, I'm taking a vow to fight for justice.
One case at a time.
Your Honor. We're going to trial.
Simone Missick is Judge Lola Carmichael.
Up on that bench. Everything is different.
The season premiere of All Rise.
Freedom is at stake. It's important.
Followed by the season premiere of Bull. CBS, November 16th.
So question, how far would you go for a friend? Ride to the airport? Half your sandwich? Donate a body part?
I need a kidney transplant.
I have 2 kidneys, right?
Yeah.
Why do I need 2?
You don't?
Well, then guess who's getting a kidney?
Silicon Valley's Thomas Middleditch and Tony winner Annalie Ashford.
Kidney buddies for life.
A new original series, Be Positive, premieres this Thursday on CBS.
CBS November 16th. Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield star in The Neighborhood.
Did Malcolm say what he did to get arrested?
It was being black in America.
I'm filing a complaint. Where's the suggestion box?
I'm gonna organize a protest. You're supposed to use your head, Malcolm. Come on, man. You gotta fight smart. Where's Malcolm?
I thought he was with you.
I'm going back out there.
I'm going with you.
No, I don't need anybody else I love out there. Come on, Dave.
The Neighborhood season premiere, Monday, November 16th on CBS.
She serves too. Women make up about 16% of the American armed forces, and they've got a story to tell. From what it's like to wear the nation's military uniform and break glass ceilings while in the military, to transitioning to civilian life when their tour of duty is complete. Stay connected to the unique perspective of female veterans at connectingvets.com.
Whether you were a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine.
Connectingvets.com.
The 2020 presidential race is upon us. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the outcome might not be clear till long after everyone has voted. Many are predicting a repeat, or worse, of the 2000 election. That year, the presidency came down to a polarizing recount in Florida that ended at the U.S. Supreme Court.
We were faced with an attempted soft coup.
Listen to Fiasco, a Luminary original from the team that brought you Slow Burn. Available now for free on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your voice, your vote. In our democracy, they matter. Make yours count. Get registered, learn the issues, and vote by or on November 3rd. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
I'm journalist Ben Ryder, and I want to tell you about my new podcast, The Edge. Last year, the Houston Astros were caught in a massive cheating scandal, putting the legitimacy of their 2017 World Series in doubt. I'm talking to people who were there to figure out what happened. Why did the most innovative organization in the history of sports push itself not just to the edge, but over it? Listen to The Edge on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Chris Sedens.
And I'm Karen Adams. Our top story at 3:30. We're watching and waiting for 2020 presidential election results.
Voters nearing the end of this very long and very stressful election season, casting ballots that will likely be record-setting. In-depth team coverage at 3:31.
CBS News special report. After nearly 2 years on the trail and about 4 years in office, it all comes down to this: Election Day for President Trump.
No, I'm not thinking about concession speech or acceptance speech yet. Hopefully we'll be only doing one of those two. And winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not.
Joe Biden campaigning in these final moments in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
All right, Joe. I tell you, it feels good, but you got to run through the tape, man. You got to go all the way through the tape.
There are still long lines at polls, some of which opened 12 hours ago.
I hope we all go back to treating each other with respect, and no matter the result, we all respect each other's views and move forward as the country we know we are.
2 precincts in Pennsylvania are staying open for an extra 45 minutes after machine issues earlier in the day, and North Carolina is deciding right now on extending vote times. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
It's 3:32. A pro-Trump rally is underway in Beverly Hills right now. We've got a live report from KNX 1070's Pete Demetrio. Pete.
Well, on Santa Monica Boulevard between Cannon Drive and Beverly Drive, you've got a very, very active and loud protest here. Roughly about 100 people who are lining Santa Monica Boulevard. They've got United States flags, they've got Trump flags, California flags, and flags from different nations, from the Ukraine, from Armenia, from Israel. These people all wearing hats, Make America Great Again, Keep America Great. Basically, again, a very, very peaceful, very loud, very enthusiastic protest. And as you're getting from the word on the street, you're getting a lot of cars driving by and a lot of people honking their horns here. Now, the Beverly Hills Police Department are standing by. They're about 75 to 100 yards away. You also have some of the special weapons elements from the Santa Paula Police Department here. But this is, in many ways, a very peaceful, if boisterous protest. One group actually set up a pickup truck about 40 yards away from me. They've got Trump flags, U.S. flags, and they've set up a barbecue. And I'll tell you, the aroma of the food is really fantastic. Reporting live in Beverly Hills, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
All right, Pete, thank you. 3:33 on KNX as we continue our in-depth team coverage on this election day. If you see extra police choppers in the sky today, is it just a precaution? Los Angeles police say yes, unless there's election unrest.
The Los Angeles Police Department overcame
became privacy concerns by the police commission at last month's meeting about cameras from its fleet of choppers that can now record video, and the video is stored indefinitely.
The department's, above taking video of someone, capturing that in a database.
As far as privacy concerns, it would be used over protests. It is never used in routine patrol.
LAPD just had 2 massive hard drives to record video donated, but before using it, they needed to get permission from the commission and also assure them they wouldn't use it indiscriminately.
Is it download in real time?
Pretty much like a VCR recorder. There's a resource request. It's only used in those instances.
Commissioner signed off on it with the assurance that video recorded over any sort of unrest, it would be used only for related law enforcement purposes in the search for suspects. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The LAPD has issued a citywide tactical alert as a precaution to address what the department calls any incidents that may arise as a result of Election Day activities. And at the same time, the LAPD says there is not a specific incident that triggered the alert.
People all across Southern California casting their ballots today, but millions of others already did so, and that seems to have helped keep the lines to a minimum at the many voting centers out there.
Under the old precinct system, there were almost always lines, even when the polls first opened, but not this morning, not early. Even at the big name venues, which are part of the whole vote center system, Staples Center, Dodger Stadium, and the famous Pantages Theater. That really made it easy for people who decided not to vote early or vote by mail.
Yeah, the voting by mail is just not a thing for me, and I just want to make sure that my vote is cast and counted.
A number of voters said the very same thing. They didn't trust dropping the ballot in the mail, and besides, they got to vote at some pretty cool places like the Hollywood Palladium, the Hollywood Bowl, and the Pantages.
Extremely easy, very fast. Happy and sad in the fact that this is the only moment I could go to the Hollywood Bowl this year instead of going here 25 times a year like we usually do.
Yes, the lines have been short, but the day is still young, and voting goes on until 8 o'clock tonight. In Inglewood, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A lot of voting still going on across California. More than 3.1 million in LA County have cast their ballots so far. More of our in-depth election coverage coming up after traffic. It's 3:35.
Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here again, Brian Douglas.
Start with some surface street issues here. You heard Pete Demetrio. He's out at a rally. This is in Beverly Hills, and it is on Santa Monica Boulevard between Cannon and Beverly Drive. So it's in the park right there with the Beverly Hills sign. At times these protests do end up making their way onto the street. So just as a rule of thumb, I would avoid Santa Monica Boulevard through Beverly Hills. At this time, you can use Wilshire. Looks like that's open. Rodeo. Of course, you get no access there. That's completely shut down as a precaution. And also talked to somebody saying, hey, La Cienega jammed. And sure enough, it is southbound before Olympic. So basically, from the tennis courts all the way down the Pico, you've got a jam up here. I know they were doing some road work on that northbound side. Looks like southbound side's affected as well. So expect some delays there. Let's go back to the freeway. 605 South, our crash in Whittier here, right at Washington Boulevard. That's clear. Everything to the right shoulder. Still tough, though, now from Rose Hill, so expect some delays there. Our 10 freeway, I know we had a stall. This is the 10 East before the 605, partially blocking that right lane. Still affecting your drive, so expect some slowing as you make your way off Peck Road here. Let's go to Orange County 5 South at Jeffrey, a little bit past. That's where this crash was. 2 cars involved. One of them actually went off the freeway. Looks like they were able to get it back onto the freeway. Right shoulder is where they are, and CHP will definitely catch your attention on that southbound side. And 710 southbound at the 105. You've got some debris in lanes. CHP is about to run a break here. Next report's on the way at 3:45. I'm Brian Douglas. More traffic reports more often in the SDCCU 24-hour traffic center. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Partly cloudy today, mostly clear skies this evening. We're looking at overnight lows tonight in the 50s and 60s. Then tomorrow, sunny, a little warmer than today. Beach highs in the mid-70s. 80s for inland areas. We'll be getting into the lower 90s in the valleys. So cool off coming our way later into the weekend. In fact, there's a chance of some rain in mountain areas as well. Stick around. We'll tell you more about that. Our exclusive 5-day weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes at 3:45. Temperatures right now, we have got Claremont at 80 degrees. Pomona is 79, 75 right now. Sunny skies. Downtown Los Angeles at 12:38. Make that 3:38. I'm on a different time zone.
That's all right. You're back.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. More than 3.1 LA County residents have voted so far, 76,000 of them at voting stations across the county this morning. The hope in LA County is that because so many people voted early, the lines won't be too long.
There are 793 locations in the county for in-person voting, but LA County Registrar Recorder Dean Logan tells KNX.
Do not delay. It's Election Day. There's been a lot of excitement building up to this.
For the early part of the day, there weren't any reports of long lines. That could change.
But as we get later in the evening and approaching the 8 o'clock poll closing time, that is where the possibility of longer wait times could exist.
You can check our website, knx1070.com, for wait times in LA County. As far as the pandemic safety is concerned, he reminds voters to wear masks and socially distance. And if you're in line by 8 p.m., you will get to vote. Rob Archer, KNX 1070 News Radio.
California Secretary of State Alex Padilla says he's pleased that voting day in California is going smoothly. There are 22 million registered voters in the state. So far, 12 million have early voted. Once the polls close tonight, Secretary Padilla says California has 30 days to make sure that all the votes have been counted.
What's different this year is that there's so many other states that have expanded vote by mail significantly for the first time. States like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. And so it is possible that if the presidential contest is too close to call in some of those battleground states, that it's going to take a few more days to determine the clear winner and who the president will be for the next 4 years. And if that happens, it's not time to panic. It's time to be patient. It's the process at work. State and local elections officials across the country would rather get it right than get it fast.
Padilla says there's still time to vote in person if you can, and don't forget to wear a mask.
Exit polling on the presidential election is about what you'd expect.
Biden voters are much more likely to say things are not going so well compared to Trump supporters who think things look pretty good.
That's CBS News polling analyst Leonie Huddy. Trump voters say they want a strong leader and are more concerned about the economy and law and order, while Biden voters want someone who can unite the country and address the coronavirus pandemic and racial inequality. We're checking the roads again at 3:45, and we'll be checking the drive on the 5 out of Boyle Heights and also updating a problem on the 710 in Linwood. It's 3:41.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, traffic has been crazy lately, right? And rush hour? Forget it. Nobody wants to let you merge onto the highway. But hey, somebody let you merge or you wouldn't be there, so drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Did you know there are over 1,000 podcasts on radio.com? Download the app or head to radio.com to listen to all your favorite national and local podcasts, including your favorite morning shows and radio shows on demand. At the top of the app homepage, click the